Hey guys, Indie Prepper here, talking about how to make Turkish coffee. Now, let me go ahead and say, I'm not going to actually make the Turkish coffee. We're just going to talk about it and give you the techniques and all that I've learned and used in the past. It's the evening, it's late, I don't need the caffeine, okay? I gotta get to bed, so I don't drink decaf because that's pointless. Coffee's for caffeine. Tasty stuff, but I want caffeine. I don't keep decaf. So basically you need anything you can boil in, anything. You can do this at home on the stove top, you can do this on your Coleman stove, on the fire, whatever. Anything you can boil in. You could use your water bottle. I would not necessarily recommend a water bottle like this because you're going to have to clean the thing out, and it's going to be a pain to clean out in my opinion. But you could do it. Anything you can boil in, any kind of cook pot, any kind of basic cooking gear, little canteen cup here, my little Swiss canteen here. This would work great for it. It's probably the easiest of the canteen cups to clean out other than your standard USGI version, all that. Whatever you got, okay? You could even do it in this little cup, little enamel cup. I probably wouldn't, it's not make enough for me, but could I? Yeah, I could. So, let's go over the basics here. We're going to just use the percolator here just as an option to talk about. First of all, take all the junk out of the inside. All you need is a vessel. You just need a very basic container that you can boil in. Just whatever size you need. Whatever is going to do it. Preferably something tall, just so things are going to boil up. So you don't want anything low like this. You could do it in this. You just don't make a whole lot of coffee out of that. You might be able to make 3/4 of a cup or something like that. But again, any port and storm, whatever you want to use. But whatever you got to boil in, again, preferably something tall like the percolator or something like that is going to do the job. So what you do, get your coffee. Whatever kind of coffee you like, whatever does it for you. And what you're going to want to add is 1 teaspoon at a minimum per cup of water. So you got to figure that out. How much do you want to make? That's up to you. Whatever. Put a teaspoon at a minimum, up to a tablespoon if you really want strong coffee. And I like strong coffee, so I'd probably do that. Tablespoon per cup, something this size. Personally, I'd probably do 4 cups, something like that, just for me personally, if it was me. More if there's somebody with me. Whatever. You dump the grounds right into the container. Yep, that's weird. Do it anyway. Turkish coffee. Basic. Pre-filter days. This is the way they made coffee back in the Arab world back in the day, and a lot of times still today. It's just real coffee, real strong, heavy-duty stuff. So you put your grounds in the bottom, good to go. Figure out how much water you need. Let's, again, 4 tablespoons or teaspoons, whatever, with 4 cups. Put it in there. Leave top off, just so you can watch it. You could cover it if you wanted to, but whatever. Sit that bad boy on the fire and let it roll. Once she starts boiling, your coffee grounds are going to start moving due to convection, heat and all of that inside, and start moving around throughout the water. And the thing's going to start to boil after a while. It's going to start to froth up at the top. Now some people say take it off as soon as it froths. That's not the way I learned. The way I learned is wait till the water starts to rise. Okay, wait till the thing gets up high. If you got this stuff stirred up well, you're going to be okay. Now there's a couple of techniques. Some people say you need to stir it the entire time to keep it from scorching the bottom. I don't know about that. Scorching the coffee grounds, that is, not the water, but maybe initially. I tend to stir it until we get rolling, but once I've got enough heat, the convection motion is going to move all my coffee grounds around. Whatever. You can stir it the whole time if you want to. It just depends on what you're doing. Anyway, let it rise. So let's say we're to here on the water. Let it rise up. When we're about to the top, frothing, boiling, take it off the heat. Assuming there's heat here. Let the thing cool down. Let the boiling stop. Let things calm down a bit. And then you know what you do? You'll put it back on the fire. Let it boil up again. Let froth, let things rise. Stirring as you need to if you want to. A lot of people do add sugar in the early stage when they're putting the coffee grounds in. I should have mentioned that earlier, but I don't put sugar in my coffee. I don't put cream in either. You can add cream later. Don't add cream in the first part because it's not going to work. If you want the sugar in your coffee, it's kind of like sweet tea. If you're making a good sweet tea, you need to add it while the water's boiling and hot. Otherwise, it's garbage. It's not proper sweet tea. So, again, a lot of the Turkish styles add sugar, but I don't do that. Anyway, so you let it boil up the second time, froth up, froth up the minimum on the top of the water, quasi coffee at that point. Whatever. I say let the thing boil up, take it off again. And from my understanding, you put it back on the 3rd time. It's the 3rd time that's proper Turkish coffee. It's not just once. You let it boil 3 times. You let it froth up again, boil up again, and then you take it off, and then you're done. Why do you boil it 3 times? Well, that's a lot of work. It takes a lot longer. Yeah, it does. And you could boil it just the once, it's going to be okay. But Turkish coffee is strong, you know, kick butt strong. There's also Turkish ground coffee or Turkish grind at your stores. You're probably going to see that if they've got the little self-grinding centers where you put the beans in yourself and decide how to grind it. Most of those will have a Turkish setting. I don't know the particulars on the Turkish grind. I think it's a finer grind, I think. I can't remember. My father's the coffee snob, not me. I like my coffee, but I'm not as particular as him. But the point of boiling it 3 times, or bringing it to a boil 3 times, is that you're soaking all the oils and all the caffeine. You're pulling all of that out of the grinds rather, and getting it into the water. That's what makes it good, strong coffee. It's like an espresso machine. An espresso machine doesn't work by drip. It works by forcing high pressure water through the coffee grounds. So it forces out all of the essential oils and caffeine and everything like that in the grind. So you get the good stuff. That's what you want. You don't want the bean. You want the good stuff in the bean. You want that pulled away from the bean and into solution. Basic chemistry. So, again, 3 times is, from my understanding and the way I was taught back in the day from somebody from the Middle East on how to make this stuff, and one of my buddies in college. Once the stuff, you pull it off the fire, of course, after you're on the 3rd time. Let it sit there. You don't pour it immediately, because the problem is you're going to get coffee grounds in your drink. Well, if that's what you want, that's fine, but let it settle down a little bit. What's going to happen, basic sedimentation, you know, gravity being your friend, the sediment's going to fall to the bottom, okay? The lower half of this thing, or not, well, less than half, a very tiny lower portion is going to have just, you know, mostly coffee grounds and some water in it. And once that's done, you pour your coffee. You pour your coffee, you drink your coffee. You pour more coffee, you drink more coffee. You're not going to be able to use the entire container full because you got grounds at the bottom. So once you get down to the bottom quarter or less, you're probably done. That's all you're going to get out of it. So you're going to waste some of that water unless you like coffee grounds. Now you can always pull those coffee grounds out to make red-eye gravy. Good old southern recipe for red-eye gravy. That's not what we're talking about. Red-eye gravy is one of the best, easiest gravies in the world to make and one of the easiest to screw up. But that's another video for another time. But what do you do at that point? Well, if you want another pot, you could keep boiling this, but it's going to get weaker because you've probably sucked all of the oils and caffeine out of what you got. But again, hard times, could you keep doing it till there's nothing left? Yeah, you could. You're just going to get weaker and weaker coffee. Don't do that. What you need to do is you need to clean the thing out. You need to dump it, you know, get all the grounds out of it and clean the thing out. So that's probably why you need something with a big opening so you can get down there with paper towel, that type of stuff, clean water and flush the thing out till it's clean, or clean enough to do it again if you need to. Best way is obviously to make as much as you're going to need and use the rest just to throw out when you're done. But that's Turkish coffee. This way's been made for a long time. They have Turkish coffee pots, or, you know, nice vase-looking things. But it's basically how to make coffee without a filter. You don't have to have a filter. You just got to grind the coffee, dump it in the bottom, good to go. Again, from the way I do it and the way I was taught, 3 times. You boil it up 3 times. Some folks just froth it up 3 times. I think it's stronger with letting it let that water rise a little bit. I think that works better, personally. I don't know. Maybe it's just my perception of it. Maybe I just think it looks cooler. Whatever. Again, if you want sugar, fine, I guess. If the whole crew wants sugar, go ahead and add the sugar first. That does give a better flavor, I think, than adding sugar after the fact, but I don't like coffee with sugar particularly. I mean, it's okay, but when I drink coffee, I want coffee. That's it. Just coffee. Nothing else. No weird flavors, no weird anything else. I want coffee in my coffee, and nothing but coffee. So, whatever you want to do, that's fine. Of course, if you want to add cream or milk or something after the fact, you do that after it's boiled and cooked, boiled, perked, if you will, and pour it in, and then add your milk or whatever in the world you want, half and half after the fact. Don't add it during. Blech, nasty. You're going to separate all the particles and stuff from the milk, and it can be awful. So don't do that. But anyway, Turkish coffee, very easy, very simple. I'd say the only major problem with it is the cleanup at the end. That's, again, why I'd use something kind of broader opening that you can get down to and clean. You could use this if you had to in a pinch, but you better have a way of flushing this thing out or have a lot of clean water to flush it out with. If this was my morning camp cooking thing and I've got 2 water bottles and I'm hiking out that day and don't need the other one, yeah, I can use one of these, leave it dirty and clean it when I get home. That's fine, but whatever you want to do. Personal preference. So you don't need a lot to make coffee. You know, people think you need all your weird little gold line filters and all of that, and just all sorts of stuff that people have, and that's fine. That's good, convenient coffee in the morning to throw your little paper filter in there and all. That's easy, quick cleanup. You just pull the paper filter out and toss it. Good to go. Anyway, Turkish coffee. Enough said. Try it sometime. You'll probably like it if you like strong coffee. If you don't like strong coffee, don't make Turkish coffee. Simple as that. Anyway, hope that was helpful. Again, I may, if I ever get a video chance to do one during the daytime, which I don't have that opportunity, I might be able to show it to you. But it's simple, guys. This is not rocket science. Anyway, MD Prepper, out.